Board meeting for April 8th, 2024 at 4 o'clock p.m. In attendance today is the Honorable Joanne Cunningham. She's the Chairwoman of the Albany County Legislature. And Mike McLaughlin, who's the Deputy County Executive. And myself, who's Hinckley County Clerk. Entertain a motion to accept the minutes from the meeting of March 11, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Those minutes are accepted. Thank you. First on the agenda today is contract number 1817-24. It's the Sheriff's Department. It is a request to purchase a 2024 Sprinter van for the Albany County Sheriff's Office. It's $326.24 to $325.25. The estimated amount is $70,184. And is this all county funded?
Yes.
Yeah, here it
Yeah,
is.
100%
I'm sorry.
county. Yep.
All right, 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Hi, Tina Harris with the Albany County Sheriff's Office. This is a Sprinter van. We requested purchasing to put out a bid. The Mercedes-Benz of Paramus was the lowest vendor, or the lowest quote they were the lowest vendor to submit a quote. This vehicle will be to transport personnel and equipment during operations that require movement of multiple individuals.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. I'd be very neglectful before I go on to the next one to say Happy Eclipse Day to everybody.
And happy Gus's.
Hot Dogs Day in Water Lake, that's right.
That's right.
That should be the real priority.
All right, so next on the agenda is contract number 1818-24. The department is the Sheriff's Department. The vendor is Mohawk Chevrolet. The estimated amount is $40,170.42. The estimated term is 4/1/24 to 3/21/25. Scope of service: the purchase of 2024 Traverse for our emergency management system unit. It's 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
This is for the EMS unit, purchasing issued a bid. Mohawk Chevrolet was the lowest vendor to submit, and we're using it for the emergency management unit for the Sheriff's Office.
Any other comments or questions?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstention? No orders. Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is the Sheriff's Department. The vendor is Heart Safe America, Inc. The estimated amount is $38,995. The estimated term is 4/1/24 to 3/1/25. The scope of service is to purchase AEDs for the Sheriff's EMS divisions. This is 100% county funded. I open the floor for comments or questions.
These are AEDs that we are purchasing for our emergency management service division. The National Cooperative Purchasing Agreement contract is what we used for purchasing requirements.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is the Emergency 911 Department. The vendor is Holcim High Tech Systems. The estimated amount is $22,697.15. The estimated term is 4/1/24 to 3/31/25. The scope of service: safety net software maintenance for E911. It is 100% county funded.
This is a renewal for our safety net software for our CAD and RMS system for the Emergency 911 Center. The period is from April 1st of 2024 through March 31st, 2025.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1853-24. Department is Emergency 911. The vendor is JTL2. The estimated amount is $45,000. The estimated term is 4/15/24 to 4/14/27. And the scope of service to provide a site GIS service and support for our CDPS 911 Mobile mapping is 100% county funded.
This is for the Sheriff's Emergency 911 unit. It's a mobile mapping GIS service and support. GTL2 was the lowest vendor to submit, and the scoring was completed from them.
Okay.
I have a question. So is this like a renewal, or do you do this already?
Yeah, we already do this, and this is the vendor that we currently we have services with. So it was a 3-year contract prior, so the contract was up and we had to issue out a new quote.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Which is why it's 3 years again.
Yes, which is why it's 3 years, yes.
Any other comments or questions? I'll entertain a motion, please.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is contract number 1745-24. Department is Veterans. The vendor is the Blanchard Curry Post number 1040, and the estimated amount is $42,561. The estimated term is 1/1/24 through 12/31/24. And the scope of service is a proposal on how Albany County can embed one, multiple, or all of the following 11 facets to help veterans as well as their families for many years to come. Providing these services, the Dwyer Program, we intend on keeping opportunities and resources available for the local veteran community. And this one's 100% state funded. And I open the floor for comments or questions.
Yep, pretty straightforward. The Delmar American Legion Post is a very good track record helping the local veteran community. We want to use some of our Dwyer funding to improve some of their kitchen services so they can continue to provide service to the community.
Any other questions? Comments?
So why did you select that particular veterans?
Ma'am, that was the only organization that responded to our RFP.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other comments, questions? Entertain a motion, please.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Great job getting that funding from the state too.
Yes, sir.
Next on the agenda is contract number 1823-24. Department is Residential Healthcare Facility. The vendor is M&J Engineering's PC. The estimated amount is $62,415. The estimated term is 4/1/24 to 3/31/26. The scope of service will provide testing and special inspection testing for the Shaker Place Garage and Parking Lot Extension Capital Project. This is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Hi, Mark Olson from Shaker Place. This contract is for the testing and special inspections of the construction materials for our new garage, which is currently under construction, at a cost of $62,415. M&J Engineering was the lowest responsible bidder.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion.
Move it.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1758-24. Department is probation. The vendor is Catalyst, formerly known as Automon. The estimated amount is $33,897. The estimated term is 1/1/24 to 12/31/24. The scope of service will provide maintenance and technical support for probation caseload explorer system, and this is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Hello, Bill Connors from probation. We've had this product for over 20 years. They were bought out last year by a new provider, but we're getting the same service. They're a sole source provider. This product is installed in every probation department in New York State. It provides supervision, management, investigation, intake, and it has an accounting function for our restitution and collection of fees.
Any other comments or questions? I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1833-24, Department of Sewage Treatment. The vendor is Maine Motor Car. The estimated amount is $55,894.24. The estimated term is 4/8/24 through 12/31/24. The scope of service is the supply of new 2024 Dodge Ram 2500 Crew Cab pickup truck is 100% county funded. I open the floor for comments or questions.
Thank you. This is for the purchase of a new pickup truck that will replace a existing truck that will be retired. We received 2 bids, and the main motor car was the lowest responsible bidder.
And this coming out of your budget?
Yes.
Any other comments or questions?
Nope.
Entertain a motion?
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1856-24. The Department is Public Works. The vendor is CPS of Albany, Inc. The estimated amount is $33,300. The estimated term is 4/3/24 through 12/31/24. The scope of service and approval to enter into a contract with CPS of Albany for the purchase and installation of fencing along the Albany County Rail Trail is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Yeah, Brett Meredith from DPW. So this project is for the installation of 1,200 linear feet of fence along the rail trail between Gardner and roughly the Slingerlands overpass. There's a large drop-off in that area, and this fence will remedy that situation. We put this out to bid, received 8 bids. CPS of Albany was the lowest bidder, met our requirements.
Any other comments or questions?
No, motion?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1795-24. Department is Maintenance of Roads and Bridges. The vendor info is, there's various vendors per the attached spreadsheet, what is attached to our packet. Estimated amount was $50,000. The estimated term is 5/1/24 through 4/30/25. Scope of service, the purchase of asphalt items by the Public Works for various jobs throughout the county for road maintenance and repair. It is 100% county funded. I open the floor for comments or questions.
Yeah, this is our annual contract that we do for asphalt items for the county departments and also for the municipalities in the county. $50,000 is the amount that we anticipate to spend as the county, and then the other municipalities buy from the contract as they need.
Any other comments or questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1796-24. Department is Maintenance of Roads and Bridges. The vendor, there's various vendors which is attached to our packet. The estimated amount is $75,000. The estimated term is 5/1/24 through 4/30/25. Scope of service, purchase of cursed stone items by Public Works for various jobs throughout the county for road maintenance and repair. It is 100% county funded.
Yeah, well, I would prefer not to buy cursed stone. We were actually going to crush stone.
Crushed?
Unfortunately, sorry about that.
I said it, it was there.
This is one of our annual contracts as well for stone products. We anticipate purchasing $75,000 worth for county purposes, and the local municipalities purchase what they need off this contract also.
Yeah, it might be cursed, I don't know. I don't know if we should flop with this one.
Definitely use some of this. Yeah.
All right, any other comments or questions?
No, motion.
Second?
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion's carried. Good luck with your cursed stone.
No, hope I don't need it.
Next on the agenda is contract number 1787-24. Department is the Board of Elections. The vendor is Fort Orange Press. The estimated amount is $99,999. The estimated term is 5/12/24 through 5/12/25. And scope of services, we are seeking to renew a contract with Fort Orange Press for printing, packaging, and processing of optical scan, absentee, and vote by mail ballots. The cost per package is $2.12, not including postage. It is 100% county funded, and now for the comments or questions.
We should make our scope of services shorter for you.
It's okay.
So we're just simply seeking renewal of Fort Orange Press for the processing and printing and mailing of absentee ballots. It's been hugely successful program. It even has a tracker on it. Voters were able to call us and say, when was it delivered, when was it mailed, so forth and so on. This is based on a bid from Rockland County, and we are seeking approval to once again renew this contract and move forward with it.
Technology's amazing now, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Any other comments or questions? entertain a motion, please.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried.
Thank
Good
you.
luck this election season.
We need it, thank you.
Next on the agenda is contract number 1865-24, Department of Social Services. The vendor is Metro Ford. The estimated amount is $78,950.60. The estimated term is 1/1/24 through 12/31/24. The scope of service of Albany County Department of Social Services requesting to purchase 2 plug-in hybrid SUVs, which will be utilized to conduct adult protective investigations as well as conduct ongoing monthly in-person contacts and active guardianship cases, transport APS clients to necessary appointments, and assist APS clients in moving their belongings to new housing locations. And this is 100% federal funded.
Yes, it is. Hi, I'm Erin Starkitz. I'm from the Department of Social Services, and we received federal ARPA grant funding that came through, was a pass-through to the New York State Office of Children and Family Services, and a portion of this funding we're looking to purchase the 2 plug-in hybrids. We went out to bid. We received 4 quotes. Metro Ford was the lowest bidder for the 2 plug-in hybrids. We're often faced with having to move individuals from either evictions or locations that they can no longer reside because of their situation, so we have to move their belongings with them to any new location we can get to. The SUVs will help us in doing that. We see at least 60 investigations a month that we must go out and do that are ongoing for at least 60 days or more. So we have 45 staff who go out and do visits consistently, not only with new cases, but our ongoing guardianship cases, which are some are local and some are not in this area. They're out of the state. Some of them placed in long-term care facilities. So.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1747-24. The Department of Information Services. The vendor is Core BTS. The estimated amount is $35,000. The estimated term is 8/1/24 through 8/1/25. Scope of service, upgrade Albany County Department of Social Service network at 162 Washington Avenue with new redundant, higher bandwidth Cisco infrastructure. Replaces 27 switches, 22 new Cisco switches, reducing the number of switches by 5. New infrastructure will also reduce 27 switch configurations down to 11, lowering the operational costs and simplifying maintenance. This is 100% county funded. I open the floor for comments or questions.
Mr. Clerk, I'll be handling the Division of Information Services request today.
Yes, sir.
As you had just read in that very detailed scope of services, this is to replace the switching hardware up at DSS up on Washington Avenue with its newer and more efficient technology, so each switch can handle twice the bandwidth. So there'll be less maintenance that our crews have to do, also an expected longer lifespan. These are at end of life currently right now.
Okay. Any other
And
comments?
it
or
was on
questions?
GSA contract.
Oops, sorry.
Nope, sorry.
County funded, did you already say that?
100%.
100% county funded, yep.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstention? Your motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract 1824-24, Department of Information Services. The vendor is Carasoft Technology Corporation. Estimated amount is $21,533.72. Estimated term is 6/29/24 to 6/28/25. The scope of services, the Logistar annual subscription and open platform suite annual subscription. This subscription is used for creation of requests for legislative action from origination in departments through approval by the Albany County Executive Office for submission to the Albany County Legislature. It is 100% county funded.
So this will be another one I will cover for them. This is simply the annual subscription for the Legistar system, also referred to as Granicus. It's used mostly by the Executives Department to submit pending legislation or requested legislation to the legislature itself. Then the legislature can use it to kind of track it through their system, add their notes to things up until passage.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Oh, aye, sorry.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. So next on the agenda is contract number 1820-24. Department is Human Resources. The Vendor is SHI. The estimated amount is $49,500.49. The estimated term is 6/24/24 to 6/23/25. The scope of services, Know Before Security Awareness Training Subscription Diamond. Information services to pay $30,197.72. Know Before Compliance Plus subscription, must have current Diamond subscription to use this product. Human Resources to pay $12,303.59. Know Before Fish ER subscription information service to pay $6,999.18. And this is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
So again, I apologize for the level of detail there on the scope of services, but that was simply to lay out that this is actually providing 3 services in one contract with the same vendor. Because we had already reached out originally with IT doing the security, which is the large piece, that's like the 30,000. HR a couple of years ago had tagged on. They also do their sexual harassment training and do all the bookkeeping, record keeping on the backside to show our compliance. Plus, there's also an email phishing simulation package that goes out there where test emails are sent out to the employees. I'm sure you and your staff have seen them and heard about them. And yes. So all necessary parts of our data security at this point in time. And if there's any questions, I can hopefully answer them.
Any other comments or questions?
Nope.
Motion, entertain a motion.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1860-24. The department is the county executive. The vendor is United Way, the Greater Capital Region. The estimated amount is $75,000. The estimated term is 1/1/24 to 12/31/25. The scope of service, United Way will support non-food bank partners that provide meals in our community. That includes organizations that provide meals but don't get the food for the meals from the food bank, including many local nonprofits. United Way will specialize in providing culturally appropriate meals. In addition, United Way will plan to have grant access that explores the innovative ways that will add additional meals to this system. A partnership will be pursued with the SEAT Center's Culinary and Hospitality Training Program in downtown Albany. United Way will have the discretion to spend funds as needed to carry out the functions of this partnership and is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Yes, thank you, Clerk. And again, I apologize for the scope of services, so this will work in tandem with funding that was made available to the Food Bank of Northeastern New York. It's been highlighted before, but the meal gap is a real issue that exists in Albany County. That's only made worse by the COVID pandemic and the lingering financial impacts of it. So this would ensure that those local nonprofits that provide essential services as well as meals are supported by United Way. They'd also work with local partners, innovative strategies that will support the cooking program is one example where you're leveraging a cooking program that's also going to provide meals to those in need. Given the unique nature of the issue that we're dealing with when it comes to hunger and the unique proposal, this was determined to be sole source. And I'll take any questions that I can.
So the funding goes to, United Way gets the grant and they supply funding to existing partners who supply meals?
Yeah,
or other not-for-profits?
Yeah, I mean, they will also be a part of the providing of the meals, but yeah, they're gonna leverage existing kitchens.
Okay, so through this grant, you'll be able to say, we provided X number of meals in addition to what we already.
Yeah, so there's meals that are provided by the food bank, but then, organizations like the Boys and Girls Club don't receive those meals from the food bank. So this would sort of fill that gap that exists.
Okay. And do we know, is this filling the gap entirely, or is this just a little bit of the filling of the gap?
I don't know if it's in its entirety, but we can look into that for you, for sure.
Okay.
This is the first time we've done this for anything. I think it's kind of, I don't want to call it a pilot because Feed Albany existed.
Right.
But I think to a degree, this will go a long way in figuring out what the full need is in terms of the non-food pantry related need.
Kind of like a pilot program for 1 year?
Yeah, to a degree, yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Thank you. So next, I'd like to entertain a motion from my colleagues to bundle contracts number 1837 through 1844-24 into one proposed
45.
45?
That's a clarification.
Yeah, the last one.
Oh, there's one.
Okay, I'm sorry, so I'll
That's
have to
okay.
amend that to 1837 to 1845-24.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. So now we will vote on those particular items that we just bundled, and it's legal services for outside counsel to provide legal service to the county on an as-needed basis in the areas of personal bodily injury, property damage, civil rights, employment, practices, environmental law claims, personal and similar areas of law. And each one of these are worth $99,999. They're all county funded, and the estimated term is 4/124 through 4/125. And again, there are different vendors involved with each one of the ones that we just bundled. I'm gonna open the floor for comments or questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As a result of loss of staff in the county attorney's office and the inability to hire, despite attempts to hire litigation staff, we are facing a issue. We have several matters that are being scheduled for trial or nearing trial, and we are at the stage where we need help in preparing these matters and going to trial. As a result, I issued a request for proposals for outside counsel. We received quotes from the 9 law firms in this pile. They are all very good law firms with experience in a wide variety of areas of law. The proposal that is before you is for up to the amount of the jurisdiction of the CAB board. We are requesting a contract with each of the firms in the event that we need them for services. There is a possibility that we may award a contract to a firm and we may not use them, but I would like the ability to be able to assign a firm to handle a matter for us should we be served. If we're served with a notice of claim or someone's a complaint, I need to be able to send it out in the event that a matter is dire and I need help and assistance with having the matter handled. We presently have one matter that's being scheduled for trial, and I need to be able to assign it to outside counsel. Many of the firms on this list, the vast majority of them, we had used previously when we used outside counsel. Frankly, the fees that are being charged that are in my memo are very similar to the fees that were charged to us 10 to 15 years ago. They have not gone up significantly. They are going to be assigned on an as-needed basis. I don't anticipate this to be a regular recurring basis. We have litigation attorneys in our office. We do not have trial counsel. We have one attorney part-time who is able to do trials at this point, who is trained to do trials, but we need assistance in that area. The other concern is if we are served with a matter that is beyond our expertise, or that is so complex that we need to send it out. I need to be able to send something out quickly. So I'm asking for authority to contract with these firms.
And these amounts are not to exceed, correct?
Not to exceed.
So-
And there is a possibility that some of these firms may not be assigned anything. And this is very similar to how procurement of legal firms and assignments were handled previously when we didn't handle any of the litigation in-house. They were assigned on as they came in based upon their expertise.
So we're really authorizing having all these folks on retainer for if something comes up.
On retainer, as needed.
So, a couple of questions. So, the costs associated with the different firms, so you're not having to pay a monthly retainer to maintain these
No.
relationships?
No,
Okay.
it's for services rendered.
Okay. How many attorneys are you short? I mean, this is $900,000
So-
potentially.
Well, it could be. It could actually be, depending upon what we send out, potentially. So John Legori, who had been the deputy county attorney, was the major lead on litigation. He left in January, and we have not been able to replace his expertise or his role in the office as far as overseeing litigation. Mark Houston also left, and he was a part-time real property litigation attorney. That was a major hit for us. We currently have 2.5 attorneys left in the litigation unit, including the litigation supervisor, who is part-time, because the remainder of the part-time, she's in family court.
Okay, so you're down 2 attorneys.
2 attorneys.
Okay.
And John was the supervisor who ultimately oversaw everything.
And what do you usually do? Do you usually have 9 contracts that you're at?
We
a
never
year
had
ago?
any. Well, so up until this time, we had none. Previously, before 12 years ago, when we used outside counsel, yes, we used to issue every 4 years. I issued RFPs. And for the most part, the firms that would issue proposals, so long as their fees were not, so long as they met the criteria, they met the criteria insofar as the firms being the type of firm that could provide the services, and their fees not being extraordinary, we requested authorization to contract with every firm. It does not necessarily mean that they would be awarded anything, or that they would be awarded the amount that we were requesting. It just meant that we would have them on retainer to be assigned a case as needed.
Okay. And how are you doing on your recruitment to fill these
So we have
positions?
another vacancy in our family court unit that's been vacant since November. We've posted on Indeed. We've had multiple interviews, multiple postings. We tend to get to the point, we get, like other departments, the legal departments, this is typical of the legal departments. We get what look to be promising resumes. We do an initial interview, and then it comes to me and the deputy to do a second interview, and they don't call us back. We had several candidates that seemed to be promising, and they just don't call us back. We don't hear anything else.
So the family court attorney that you mentioned, that's in addition to the 2 litigators
Yes.
that you're.
Yep.
And you see these contracts also filling a gap
No.
in family court?
No.
issues?
Family court, they will continue to be one person down until we can fill that position.
Okay, so these contracts are mainly for things like litigation that the county is engaged in, or?
The insurance litigation matters.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion on these contracts?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to entertain a motion to close the Contract Administration Board meeting for April 8th, 2024 at 4:35 PM.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.